from Broke to Millions Live. Today, I got a special guest. I got my girl, Devon Reeves, and we're going to talk about that's right, how you can retire with one hotel. What's up, D? What's going on? Call her the original DR, but we not vacationing, right? But we going vacationing after you own a few of these hotels. What's up on Instagram, Facebook, social media, YouTube? Hey, let's get into this, man. Let's not waste any time, man.
Do it.
What is this about these hotels? Like, why do we think that hotels is the new opportunity? I mean, because so many people, like, there's so many different things people don't understand. Like, how can they even invest in a hotel? Some people didn't even know you can buy a hotel. They always believe it's different franchises. You know,
Yeah, I thought
tell
the
us
same
about
thing.
that. Can you hear me, Dave? D?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. He took it off. You got me on headphones now.
Can y'all hear me?
Hold on 1 second.
Take your headphones
I
on.
can.
Okay, you turned her off. Okay.
Take your headphones
There
on.
you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
hear
right.
you. I can hear you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. So why
Okay.
hotels?
Okay. Why
Why
hotels
hotels
for
for
me?
me?
Yeah.
Really, because of the discount. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
I
I
used to
used to
work.
work.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
not
not even
even
gonna
gonna
like
like
just
just
So
So
I
I
used
used
to
to
work
work
in
in
a
a
hotel.
hotel.
I
I
worked
worked
at
at
the
the
Hyatt.
Hyatt,
And
and when you work,
and
and
depending on
depending
the
on the
brand,
brand,
sometimes
sometimes
you
you
can
can
stay for
stay for
free.
free.
That's right.
And
And
so
so
I
I
got
got
spoiled
spoiled
in
in
college, and
college, and
after
after
college, my
college, my
family
family
got
got
spoiled.
spoiled.
They
They
still
still
ask me
ask
for
me for
discounts.
discounts.
I
I
tell them
tell
I
them I
don't
don't
get
get
discounts
discounts
anymore.
anymore.
But
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 I was
I was
able to
able to
travel the
travel the
world for
world for
free.
free.
Like my
Like my
dad would
dad would
check
check
in.
in.
You can
You can
imagine my
imagine my
dad
dad
checking
checking
in
in
to the
to the
suite to
suite
a
to a
penthouse
penthouse
suite for
suite for
like
like
$60.
$60.
Oh man.
Oh
Oh
man,
man,
you
you
couldn't tell
couldn't
my
tell my
dad
dad
that's
that's
it.
it.
But look, my
I
life would be screwed up if I didn't have no hotel discounts. I mean, screwed up. Like you got to realize, I got my Delta where I fly standby for free. Then I got my Marriott and Hilton, and I ain't even executed my IHG hotels. Like IHG, that's the one I really need because you can stay free in those hotels.
Yeah, you slipping. You slipping.
I know.
Yeah.
no,
No,
Mike,
Mike,
my
my
dad, you
dad,
should
you
have
should have
seen his
seen his
face.
face.
He
He
walked
walked
in.
in. The suite had a
pool
pool
table.
table.
It
It
had
had
like
like
two,
two,
three
three
bedrooms.
bedrooms.
It
It
overlooked
overlooked
the
the
entire
entire
Atlanta,
Atlanta,
the
the
highest
highest
hotel
hotel
in
in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh snap!
So I said, you know what? I miss those days because when I used to work in a hotel, I got discounts.
That's right.
I was like, you know what? And no, and I don't want to work at a hotel again.
That's
Even
right.
a hotel, it's a great industry. I love it.
Uh huh.
I just didn't want to work anymore. And so I
So
said, you know what? The best way to get my discounts again is just to own one.
that's right. That's right. So you want a hotel so you can get your discounts. That's that's pretty.
It's different.
That's pretty extreme, but I love it. I love it. I love it.
I
Well,
mean, it's kind of hard when you used to traveling the world for free. I went to Paris, London, Hawaii, and the hotel was free. So I said, well,
you was
let
staying at
me.
all when you was working. You was staying at all in those different countries for free or
Yeah.
at a real discount.
No, it was free. It was 0.00.
Oh snap! Now why was it
That's
zero?
what I'm saying.
How'd you do
Yeah.
that? What the
Because I
high?
was
Now
working
you
for a
now
hotel.
who did you work for when you was like starting off?
I worked
What
for the
brand?
Hyatt.
That's right. You were with the Hyatt, and your dream is to own a Hyatt, right? So
I know. Yeah, Mike, I really got to get a Hyatt. I slack. I need to get my Hyatt. I do. That's my dream.
that's your dream, because literally you went from the front desk to the top desk, like literally, in
Yeah. I really want
4 years you've
I'll be able
clocked.
to retire after I get my Hyatt. I'll be able to sleep at night. I feel
You
good, warm, and fuzzy on the inside once I get my Hyatt.
well, What's that hotel? I slept at a Holiday Inn. Is that what? I slept at a Holiday Inn. We
Yeah, I
gonna get one
wouldn't.
of those too.
What a Holiday? No, we got to get a. You got to get a Holiday Inn Express. Those the ones that
Okay.
the Holiday Inn Express is the most profitable brand in the IHG portfolio.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, well look, man, those of you on Instagram, give me those thumbs up, some heart, Facebook, YouTube, smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining. As we talking about, I got my girl Davon, one of my partners that we got, and she's the queen of raising capital. She formed a group called Vestor, where you will be able to get into institutional grade deals. What does that mean? Meaning you're going to get into deals that will never been able to offer for it. And you're going to be able to get it because of her platform.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to own a hotel? Well, you can own your piece of hotel and help build your retirement. But literally, we help people go to a whole nother level. Whether you want to own a hotel and be active or just passive, we can help you leverage that. And we're going to share later on, but we're going to be in Columbus. When is that? November
29th and November 30th.
All right, November 29th, we're going to have happy hour. Actually, we're going to broadcast live.
I know. Isn't it going to be
We're going to broadcast live from the Marriott Courtyard in Worthington, which is Columbus, Ohio.
You missed out a minor detail, Mike. That's your hotel.
That is my hotel. Guys, we're going to be at my hotel. So I want you to, for those who want to find out if it's really real, come hang out with me and Davon, a few of my friends.
It's the entire hotel. That's the receipt.
We're gonna hang out at the hotel, and it's newly remodeled. I just finished.
Yep.
So guys, you want to hang out in the pool, you want to work out, hey, and we're gonna have some drinks, and it's gonna be on me. All right. So November 29th and the 30th, the 29th happy hour and the 30th, we're going to have a little one-day session on teaching you about being in hotels.
It's only 20 spots available, so we got 14 seats left.
You only got 14 seats left. So listen, how is being a part of investing in a hotel different than everything else? Like, what's so different about being in a hotel?
Well, hotels is considered a sexy asset, right? So it's an operating business sitting on real estate. And what makes it different from multifamily and other asset classes is that, again, you're owning the business. So it's an operating business. And also you can change the rate. So from your multifamily days, once somebody's locked in, they locked in. Whatever, if their rent is or their lease is 6 to 12 months or 18 months, they can't change. You can't change it. So if the Super Bowl comes to Cincinnati, you can't increase their rent just because the Super Bowl came.
That's right.
But with the hotel, a hotel you can. And so then you have some people be like, oh, well, I'll just get a short-term rental, which is great. You can do that too, but that's different than a hotel, right? Because hotels is more cash flow. Not of that, you're owning the business. And then the hotel industry, we have the legislative arm. So a lot of these folks are complaining about the regulations with short-term rentals and that they're unable to have them. But with hotels, we have all these different types of regulations and organizations to basically kind of protect you, to make sure that you get your money. So it's different from the other asset classes. For one, a lot of people don't know that you can own a hotel, so it's not as competitive as multifamily. And the biggest thing is you can change the rate. And if you decide that you don't want to have it as a hotel, you can convert it into a multifamily, or you can even convert it into student housing.
Nice. So you mean to tell me one night I can charge 100, and then the next night I probably could charge 200 or 300?
Look at your little bubbles.
I don't know who is sending these bubbles. What is this? It's updating. What? So now you can upgrade. You can charge more. And you know what else I like about hotels that's so different? The cash flow is so great. Like you're saying, you can have a slow season, or but then all of a sudden your weekend, you may only did like 2,000 or 3,000 one day, but the next day, literally, I've had days where I do 13 or 30,000 in a day for a hotel. Anybody want, yes or yes? Anybody want to make 30,000 in a day? Yes or yes? All right. I don't know about you, but that's me. So,
and then also the tax benefits too, right?
Oh my goodness.
Right, the tax benefits, because with the cost segregation, so you can write taxes for, the FF&E, the business, and the real estate, as opposed to, because you own the furniture that's inside the room. So in multifamily, you don't really own the furniture that's inside the room. You just own, the unit, and you're leasing it out. So that's another reason why it's attractive.
I mean, no doubt the cost segregation is huge, like amazing, but on an asset of like 12 million, and you got a business and all this different furniture that you're writing down, like my home too, which is, well, your home too as well, which, we're all in for 8 million. The cash flow is like 300,000 a year, but we get $300,000 in depreciation. So, and what that means is, although we make a profit, it's zero taxable gains. Can you imagine making 300,000 a year and not paying any taxes? Like, who would like to that?
I don't think people get that.
Like, you don't. Can you imagine? You have real estate, or just imagine having a job. If you had a job making 300,000 a year, you're only really bringing home about 150, 175. Do you realize with the hotel, with all the depreciation, you would actually bring in a true $300,000? Like, man, that's so amazing, man. Those are some of the great benefits, and you're traveling for free. You're traveling for free. I like that.
That's really what it is,
So why would anybody really do? We talked about why it's so different, but like, what's the big deal? What's the big promise? What can we tell people if they invest in a hotel? What would happen for them?
Well, their net worth to change. So,
ooh, goodness, yes.
So I come across a lot of people who would invest in single family, right?
That's right.
And so the percentage, so let's say you invest in a hotel and you get like 1% equity or whatever.
Yep.
And so they're like, oh, the equity is too small. Wait, but 1% of 4 million, I'm sure it's more than 1% of 200,000. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then it's just like your net worth changes, your balance sheet changes. And another thing is, so two investors who invested in Oklahoma, so invested in our Oklahoma deal.
That's right.
One ended up buying her own hotel. She became general partners.
Was it Amina and Norland, right? Norland.
You interviewed them, I think, last week.
Yeah.
And so because they invested in the Oklahoma deal, even though it was a slither of equity, from the lending standpoint, they were still an owner. From
That's right.
Going to the brands, they still had experience because they invested in the hotel.
That's right.
Starting off passively can help. And now they're on to their second deal, right? And so that's another thing that makes it attractive, is your changing your net worth and your balance sheet. My balance sheet has changed.
My balance sheet changed too. I mean, I'm not saying that to brag, but like, when I first did the deal, I didn't have the net worth. I had the credit, but I didn't have the net worth to acquire the hotels. So we ended up getting a partner that had the net worth and the liquidity to acquire the hotel. They signed the debt, and guess what? After they did that, I went on to sign for 3 more deals that was over $30 million. Over $30 million. All because I was able to get in on that one deal and they signed the debt for me. Like,
Now, Mike, you got lucky. Your first deal was the Marriott Courtyard.
no,
Marriott,
why is that so lucky? Why is that so lucky?
let me break it down because I don't want people getting all excited. You got a trophy as your first hotel because Marriott is the number one brand. And
Okay.
by you getting the Marriott, for one, they don't approve everybody. All right.
That's right.
Marriott is very particular. You have to have a certain network because they want to protect their brand. So they want to make sure you'll be able to represent the brand. So you got off really, really, really lucky. All right. And then your second hotel, was a Hilton property. So you just got all these, and Hilton is the number 2 in the world. And then next thing you know, you done got an IHG. So you got 3 premium brands in your hotel portfolio. And typically, when they start off with hotels, they don't start off with a Marriott. They started
Really?
with like a Microtel or a Super 8, and you just went straight to the top.
You know, now that it has its benefits. I will give you that. It has its benefits. But you know,
You didn't even think
sometimes
about that, did you?
no, I didn't. I didn't really think of that. I will say though, maybe I don't know. It's kind of a double-edged sword. For the reason I say that, I kind of wish I did start with a micro hotel, right? Because then I would have knew all the ins and outs when I first started, right? But because I kind of came in on a higher level, I saw how these big deals were being done. Like, I didn't realize that you can do these $100 million deals, but what it takes and how you like, because I was in that environment, I learned how to structure these larger deals. And so that was a good benefit, but I don't know. I think now though, I know what range I'll stay in now. I'm pretty much staying in my range now. Well, that's pretty sweet. So, but people hear this, they think about it. You know, we show them that they can get a hotel, why it's important. But some people are like, man, is it real? Is this real? Like, can you retire with one hotel? Can you make money with a hotel? Can I get in a hotel?
So I can answer that. So the Indian community, when I mean Indian, they came from India. They probably started buying hotels in like the 1970s or 80s, right? Don't quote me on it, but around that time frame. And they, at that time, they were a minority in the hotel industry, and brands wouldn't work with them, people wouldn't lend with them, so they did a
That's
lot of
right.
creative financing, seller financing, doing people, their family they were living in the hotel, everybody was working, and they started off with the microtels, Motel 6s, Super 8s, La Quinta State. They started with that, Days Inn, right?
That's right.
Now they own over 60% of the motels and hotels in the United States. There's actually over 59,000 hotels in the United States. In the Indian community, they own over 60%.
Oh, wow.
They have created so much generational wealth within their community. It's insane. So is it worth it? Absolutely. They have put their children's children, and by us staying at these hotels, we have helped put their children's children in medical school, engineering school, getting their MBAs and paying for medical school. So it's absolutely worth it. Their process, they started off getting the hotels with the microtels and extended stays because they're more of a cash flow strategy, right? Yours more of an equity play. But with the hotels, they were able to generate so much cash flow. They did house hacking, so a lot of people don't know that you can live in a
Oh,
hotel.
yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that.
They the king. The Asian Indian market is the king and queen of house hacking in hotels. Instead of house hacking a 2-family, they'll house hack a
whole
hotel. Literally, they would live there, work there, play there, and do everything there.
They family work there too. So you the daughter be checking in guests, the mama could be cleaning rooms, like they just keep it all in the family, but they kept that wealth. They keep a lot of the wealth in the family. So you ask, is it worth it? Absolutely, because so many millionaires, excuse me, have been created through owning hotels. I mean, when I worked in asset management, when I worked in Boston, this what really did it for me, Mike. I don't know if I told you this. I was working on a project and I saw somebody's Bank of America statement. It said $67 million.
What?
I said, "Shit, is this real?" It wasn't a credit card. It was a bank statement. I was like, "Is this $67 million?" They was using that to renovate a hotel.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty
So
impressive.
exactly. So clearly, there's money in this business, and there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of major corporations. They get in it. They want to own a real estate. They use it depending on your strategy. They'll use hotels as tax benefits, as we mentioned before. Even if
Hmm.
they have to write a check every month to cover the loss, but they're doing it to help with the taxes. So depending on what you're trying to do, it is worth it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you house hacked a hotel, can you imagine that your whole family living free? And most house hack, the way they structure it is they invest a certain amount of money, whatever it is, whether it's 100, 200,000, 300, and some of that's probably financed from friends, family, or whatever. And as long as they can make like 10% cash on cash, and then they work there and they can pay themselves a salary like 150,000, they're in the game. Like you invested 300. By the time you sell by the time most of them do it, they save so much in cost. They made, they kept making 10% on their money every year, so they just saving that, right? More than that. I mean, it's what, 30, they probably netting 200-300 grand a year. Let's just say 200 grand, but they pay themselves a salary. The rest they save.
So
And
think
then
about 5 hotels. They bringing $1 million home a year.
And then they sell them off and they net anywhere from $500 to $2 million because they held on to them for 5 or 7 years. They paid the principal down. I don't know. I mean, and only
It
that.
sounds good, don't it?
It sounds amazing. And then also, like, we got a few students we helped out do that. Like Laura, she's under contract to get her first. We got multiple people
Grant.
who. Rance, now where is he at with his deal? He about to close? What is he
They
acquiring?
still working because they got 2 deals under contract. So they still working stuff out with the seller. But
And then
Laura, we're helping her. Actually, I just talked to her earlier about helping her with the financing. So just helping them connect with the right people to get them along the way. So I connected Rants with the different brands because brands also have incentives as well to help you get money.
we helped them with brands. We helped them with management, asset management, through the
And finance.
networking. They raised capital through the group. Like it was a one-stop shop in order to do that. What's holding people back? Why people are not buying? Well, more people are buying hotels. Why do you think
I think it's
that?
2 things. I think it's a mindset because I worked at a hotel and I didn't think you could own it. I just didn't think, and it's a lot of people who work in hotels that don't think you can. I mean, I didn't think you could own it. I mean, I thought the Hyatt, Pritzker family, I was like, well, the Hyatt owns all the Hyatts and the Marriotts own all the Marriotts. And then my first hotel was a really big hotel. It wasn't like a Hampton Inn. I worked at a 1,260 room hotel, right?
Oh
And so
snap!
the Hyatt, yeah. So I was like checking in 200 to 300 people a day.
Oh
Like, you
my
know what I mean?
goodness!
Yeah.
My feet. Forget my. And you, man, that would hurt my feet all day doing that.
Oh, yeah, my
So,
feet still hurt.
so people don't know they can own it. What else do you think is the reason why?
I'm laughing because now you got fireworks.
I don't know
behind you.
what the heezy is going on. They got fireworks and everything going on
They
in my
got thumbs up
background.
with
I think it's
bubbles.
coming from your Zoom. That's what I think it's coming
Oh, it's
from.
my Zoom? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's coming from your Zoom. I got
Okay.
time.
And then another thing is mindset. And then another thing, like I mentioned before, people think it's a fear. It's like, okay, I can't, it's the unknown. I can flip this house, but they don't realize that they can flip a hotel.
Ooh,
Right?
say
They
that
don't,
again.
they like,
Say that again. Say that again.
like they, you know what I mean? Like they be like, okay, I can do this bird method on a single family, but you can do a bird method on a hotel. Real
That's right.
estate is real estate. It's just hotels just a little bit more complicated. But if
Yeah.
you understand the fundamentals of real estate, then you can get a hotel deal done. Now your team has to change, and also it's stepping out of your comfort zone.
My Instagram on. They can hear on my Instagram. You check my Instagram. Hey,
Yeah,
so
they can hear
oh, they
you.
can hear me on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, because I got
Okay. So that's holding them back. But I think some of them, man, some of it's education, and you know, and for some of you, it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault. The problem is the schools that we went to, the miseducation, right? These institutional jails, but a free one. They only train you to go get a job.
that is very true.
They only train you
And
so you have
hotel
enough
programs.
skills to go work in the manufacturing plant. They only gave you enough skills to work, just get enough so you can be prepared for college. And I'm not knocking college. I enjoyed college. It was a very great asset for me. But even college only trained me to go get a job. They taught me nothing about entrepreneurship. I learned how to survive in college, right? But it wasn't that the school educated me. I mean, it gave me a thought process.
It gave me going to school. It was more for connections. Like by me going to Georgia State, I wouldn't have started working at the Hyatt. I wouldn't have met the people that I worked. That's how I used to volunteer at the Hunter Conference while I was at Georgia State.
Yes, you did. By the way, you know
So
everybody because of that.
yeah, and I used to volunteer a lot when I was in college, so that's how I know a lot of people. But to your point, they don't teach you to own, right?
They
Like
don't teach you nothing
in
about equity.
college, they don't teach you about even if you go to a school like Cornell, they don't teach you to own. They teach you to work for owners, but they
That's
don't
right.
teach you to own because they'll
And
teach you about how
Cornell, and the reason you bring up Cornell because that's like the top
top
hospitality
hotel
school,
school. Yeah, that's the top hotel
right?
school. So they'll even like Michigan, that's a good program. Penn State, they teach you to become a manager. But again, you're working for the owner. They're not teaching you to have that mindset to actually go out and own the hotel. So that's why I just never thought you could own one. I just didn't. I didn't think about it. I'm going around saying I'm gonna buy one, and people looking at me crazy with no money. I was like, I'm gonna buy a hotel.
Yeah, so guys, it's not your fault that you didn't know that you could own a hotel. Look, that is the government, that's our education system, and that's why we're here to share with you how you can do it. Guys, if you have a question, hey, go ahead, type it in the chat, type it in the comment section, Zoom, you just type it in there. Whatever your question is, we're going to get to it. We just got a couple more things here, but why should people start now? Why should people start investing in hotels now?
Well, some folks giving their hotels back.
Okay.
They still couldn't really recover from COVID and with the interest rates and another reason why now it's always a good time to invest in real estate. But another reason people are getting skeptical because they're like, oh, they were leery about COVID and traveling not coming back. People are traveling. Like people are getting out there and travel and they want to experience new things. So one thing about the hotel industry is based off the economy. When the economy is great, the hotel industry is great.
That's
When the
right.
economy is bad, the hotel industry is not that traveling, not that bad. That's the first thing that's get cut. Well, either way, when the travel industry comes back, it comes back strong.
Real
Okay.
strong.
So you want to invest and you want to take advantage of people staying in hotels. And I don't have the stats in front of me, but the rates are going up. So people are complaining, oh, these hotel rates are going up. But Mike and I, as owners, well, we say let's jack up the rate because that's more money for us. But we can fluctuate and take advantage of the rate. So and then guess what? It's a lot of regulations going on with STRs, short-term rentals. So for my
Ooh,
folks who own
yeah.
a whole bunch of short-term rentals and y'all don't know what to do and y'all over
Mhm.
leverage and you only can have one unit now, and before you had 30 and you like, whoa, and you depending on this income. Well, guess what? This is the time to use that, because Airbnb or short-term rental is just a mini hotel, right? So use that knowledge and invest in hotels.
Okay. So can they hear Davon? Everybody can hear Davon? I got a text saying they couldn't hear Davon.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they couldn't hear me?
They can hear?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So
They can't hear me. Oh, I can see me now. Okay, there's the
okay.
comments.
So why now? Well, it's amazing. Like, so many cities are cracking down on Airbnb. You know, when I first started in hotels, people were like, man, what do you think about Airbnb? Are they going to take over your market? And
I
I
get that
felt like
question.
I felt they were going to have a market share, which they do. But I didn't think, people still going to want to stay in hotels when family or they want to stay for a short period of time. They're not going to rent a house, right? Unless you got a
They're not
big group.
coming to El Reno. Short-term rental's
Yeah.
not
No.
in El Reno. So we're in markets where there's not a lot of Airbnb. There's not even an Uber or Lyft in El Reno or Scottsburg. So when people ask me about short-term rentals,
But New York shut down.
yeah,
Parts
yeah.
of LA shutting down. You
Atlanta,
were
they're
just
getting
talking
tight on it too.
Atlanta shutting down. Why do you think they shutting down on the Airbnb anyway?
Remember what I was talking about before with the hotel industry, and we have lobbyist group like the American Hotel Lodging Association and the HOA, and not only even just the hotel organizations, but neighborhoods they're cracking down on it.
Neighborhoods were
Well,
really, really pushing. Well, I mean, one thing people don't realize, but the reason why housing demand surged, Airbnb was one big reason. Because those typical houses that would have went on the market or would have rented, they're gone now. Why? Because they were Airbnb. And people who couldn't sell their house, guess what? They were Airbnb in it. So now they were making so much money Airbnb, or at least they felt like they were. Now there's no house for sale. So we're going to kind of see a shift here. It's going to be interesting to see what that looks like. Now, I don't think Airbnb's going anywhere, but it's definitely going to be a bigger cutback.
Nah. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. And another thing is, I've been seeing more and more people complain about Airbnb because they go into a short-term rental. They got to clean when they leave. I saw one post where somebody had to cut the grass. So people, they paying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So some of the Airbnb hosts are getting out of hand and they're nickel and diming for every little thing. And people are like, you know what? I'd rather just go to a hotel. I don't have to pay to clean my room. You know what I mean? I really get to enjoy. I get room service delivered to me and I don't have to go through all this. So it's starting to change because people, they want those amenities, safety issues. You know, when I was I stayed at a whole bunch of Airbnb. When I went to Cuba, I stayed at Airbnbs, and some of the Airbnb units didn't have elevators. When you go to a hotel, there's probably gonna be an elevator there, right?
Yeah, no,
So you
that's a
don't know
lot
what
of
you're getting
steps.
sometimes. It's a lot of steps, And my friend, her foot was broken, so we had to carry her luggage. It was a lot.
Gosh.
So that was my first experience with Airbnb.
So why do people trust hotelers? Why do people trust us? Why us? What can we do to help people? What do we do?
Well, it's our credibility, right? Both you and I and Nate, pretty honest people. We tell it like it is. We have our receipts, meaning the hotel. So like, it's not like you can't go in. You can call and be like, "Who the owner?" They'll probably say one of us. You know what I mean? We don't. It's not even just because we're featured in media outlets, but we actually own. We're making sure our investors are getting their returns. We're doing the best that we can to make sure that we maximize and really taking care of our investors. And I come as it for, and in our, experience, I used to work in a hotel. So just coming in, just being, hospitable. And then you and Nate with your multifamily background and been in the industry, for so long. And so you only can lie for so long, right? Eventually you're going to get caught. And I don't lie because I was afraid of my grandma. She's not here anymore. But when she was alive, I was like afraid of her and I didn't want to get in trouble. So I didn't want to embarrass her. So I'm like still afraid of her and she's not even here. So that's where my thing comes from. I just don't want to embarrass my grandma. So I just try to do the right thing because I don't want to think of her shaking her head at me because I didn't do the right thing by somebody. So that's why somebody can trust me because I'm afraid of my grandma and she did. And she's not, she's no longer with us.
Okay.
I can't get any more honest than that, Mike. You weren't even expecting that, were you?
No, let's take a couple of questions and then we're gonna get back at it. I saw somebody had their hand up. Hey guys, if you want to learn more information, we do have an event coming up November.
No, November
29th and the 30th. All right, just hit us up. And then my guy Terry, 513-586-3169, 513-586-3169. You can hit Terry up, kind of watch. Will you look at that and see what questions we have in there? And we're going to get a little more deeper into this. I'm going to check my Instagram, see what we have here.
See on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Check.
And then there was something. Huh?
I said you everywhere. Let me see on Instagram. Let's see where you at.
Yeah, I saw something on Instagram. Hold on.
Oh, the people on Instagram, they can't hear me though, right?
Your volume's real low on Instagram and Zoom. Eric Muhammad said that. Oh no, they couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you want me to go on Zoom? I can send requests.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay.
They can't hear me at all. You want me to just
the middle one? That one.
You just want me to get on Oh, just accept the request.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I got you. Go ahead.
I can hear myself on Instagram.
Yeah, I got it turned it up now. It wasn't turned up.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna get on. Oh, isn't this so cool?
There we go. No, don't listen to him, man. I tell him all the time. There she go. What's up with Superstar? All right. So what else we got? What other questions do we have there? I know somebody had their hand up. I don't know where that is. What's in that Q&A?
Oh, hey, Shawnee. That's my cousin.
Okay. So, guys, just tell me where you're checking in from. We are talking about hotels and how to retire off of one hotel deal. And if that's if you want to be that next person, you need to come join us in about 2 weeks, right after Thanksgiving. We'll be live in Columbus, Ohio at the Marriott Courtyard in Worthington. We're putting a link in there. Will you show? Now, there's a link in your profile. Is that right, Davon?
Yeah, on my Instagram. Yeah.
On the Instagram, there's a link. And then in Zoom, Kobe, if you'll put that link in Zoom as well. And in Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, just comment hotel. Or no, type in retire, and I'm going to send you a link as well, okay? So I'll get you the link and put that in the chat there. So how does this work? What are we going to do to get more people into the hotel industry?
I think you talked about it before, education, right? So I think we're planting the scenes, the seeds in people's minds because we're making folks aware that you can actually do it, right? So now more and more people, I know more and more people of color, excuse me, including my family, are talking more about hotel ownership at the dinner table, right? So more and more people are talking about it. So we're making it that you actually can do it. So now it's like, okay, now we need to give folks the education, right? So that's why we're having the events like what we're doing in Columbus, at your hotel, where we're literally going to walk through the entire acquisition process, how you find deals, how you analyze deals, how you get to money. I think a lot of the biggest thing that I hear a lot, people are like, okay, they have a fear. It's like, okay, well, I don't have any money. Okay, and you do need money to get a hotel. I'm not saying you don't. You need it. But there are so many different creative ways in getting money. A lot of people don't know about OPM. I didn't know about OPM until now. All right. Until I really didn't understand it. And that's really how a lot of wealthy people survive. A lot of how this world survives is through OPM, which is other people's money.
That's right.
Using lending, using banks, private equity. Everybody talking about business credit. You use business credit to even invest. Retirement, cash value on your life insurance. So many different ways that you can actually invest. You can pull people together to invest. So don't feel like, excuse me, looking at your bank account and you like, okay, I need a couple extra zeros if I want to buy this hotel. Don't let that stop you. And I think a lot of people, they do that and they thinking they're gonna take 20 years to buy a hotel. But if they, take advantage of our courses and, even join us in Columbus, they'll learn different ways. They'll learn from our mistakes, leverage our resources, and they can become a hotel owner and investor in a fraction of the time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the key. So many people are going to gain from all the mistakes that I made starting off, from raising capital to the management system. Oh my gosh, the management is the key.
We just need to have a whole class on that.
Oh my gosh. Like
maybe you'll listen to me, Mike.
Man, that was before you were really even in the game, man. Come on, bro.
I tried to tell you. But
now that I've been through it, you can't tell me nothing. I got it now. Like, we know because of all those different things and those arguments, we learn how to sell better, learn how to put heads in beds, learn more about the CapEx, about the revenue calls. Because here's the thing, a lot of times you can be making a lot of money, and because your group is overcharging for the night, trying to maximize versus just bringing the rate down, it changes everything. They were like, well, we had the highest ADR. Well, what good is it that you had the highest ADR in the market, but nobody's staying there for the night?
And what Mike is talking about now is called revenue management.
That's right.
That's really understanding how to manage the rates. And like Mike just said, the goal is to get heads and beds, right? That's how a hotel makes money. So I'm sure everybody that's on Instagram, YouTube, Zoom, y'all have stayed in a hotel that they couldn't pay you to come back to.
Yeah, I mean, Airbnb is kind of like that, though. Now, I will say Airbnb, they don't really try to maximize rates. They actually try to keep your rates down low so you can keep turning over. I just think, when your rates are that low, man, that creates a lot of turnover.
Well, and I've noticed with short-term rentals, they keep it low, but then they add a whole lot of like other rates. They add you with other rates.
But the owner doesn't really benefit from that, right? Mm-hmm. So they may get the lower rate, but they get the cleaning fee, but they got to mark the cleaning fee up. right?
Mhm.
All those other fees go back to Airbnb or VRBO or whoever booked it.
That's why they
So
add all those different fees. So,
yeah.
so for my folks who's in short term rental, yeah, definitely think about hotels and boutique hotels. I noticed the people who are coming from short term rentals, it's easier for them to understand boutique hotels or independent hotels because they have more flexibility. Working with brands, they'll be like, it'll make your head hurt. But but that stuff we talk about that as well. We got a question.
Okay.
Realizing they are not the same, but in the door-to-door price comparison, are hotels cheaper acquisition prices than multifamily? That's a you question, Mike.
No, technically, here, let's just do the numbers. Sometimes hotels are cheaper than multifamilies. And some of you are saying, well, how? Look, the bottom line, we're looking to buy deals. We're looking to buy cash flow. So I'm gonna do it on a bigger scale. Let's just do it. So $1 million. Let's say you got $1 million NOI before debt, right? $1 million NOI. Okay, you guys see that? $1 million. Okay. Now, with a hotel, you could buy that at an 8.5 cap. Okay. So 0.08.5. That means you just bought that $1 million cash flow for 11 million, almost 12 million bucks. If you got $1 million cash flow, you're probably buying in a nicer area, and that cap rate is probably a six cap or 6.5. So 0.065. You paid 15 million. Right? So minus 11, 6, something like that, right? It's a $3.6 million difference that you paid. And you could probably you paid cheaper, you didn't pay as much, and your cash flow can fluctuate. Even though that's $1 million cash flow, you may end up doing 1.2, 1.3 because then you didn't take into account that they may not did the renovations. You can do some upgrades. There's additional fees that you can charge. There's management fees that may come out that other people have been charging that shouldn't have been charging that bring down your costs. So yeah, it's just the only thing about hotels is the tricky thing about hotels is sometimes when there's a mandatory change of ownership, and what that means is you're going to have to do some renovations. We call it a PIP in the hotel industry, but it's nothing but renovation.
Yeah.
And so that's the tricky part. Understanding the renovations and how it's going to affect your costs when you exit.
Mhm.
Right? Because some people are like, oh, I'm going to buy this hotel, own it for 5 years. And then they create this value, which is great. But if the next person have to do a PIP, then you have to deduct that value, or either deduct it or complete the PIP. And that PIP could be another $1 million renovation. All right.
Mhm.
So that's the trick on, there's a couple more moving parts there.
Mhm.
Oh, Devon, one of your devices is a little louder, so you got to turn it down.
Oh, so I maybe can't be on Insta, so I have to get off.
Well, you can be on Instagram, you just got to turn the volume down a little bit.
Oh, well,
Just
can y'all
echoes
hear
back.
me?
Yeah, everybody can hear you. All right, so look, we got to tell them what's going to happen here in Columbus. Like, this is going to be so much fun. A lot of great information. What are we going to do when everybody comes to Columbus? Like Wednesday night.
Oh, Wednesday night's gonna be fun. We're gonna be in the lobby in your hotel. So for one, a lot of people, when you mentioned about the whole trust, so a lot of people when they have an event, they have to have it. They have to rent out a facility, or if they have to find it. Well, we have the luxury of owning. So you're actually going to be networking and mingling with someone who actually owns a hotel. So that's one thing, right? And then the next thing is it's only going to be like 20 people. So that's very intimate. So that's an opportunity for you to really get some one-on-one time with the both of us. You get to ask questions. We're actually going to work through deals like right then and there. Like we're going to be working. Like y'all going to learn how to buy a hotel and understand how to analyze. By the time that y'all leave, like it's going to make more sense. It's going to be worth it because we're going to talk about how to raise capital. We're going to walk. We're going to take you a behind the scenes tour of what to look for when you're buying a hotel. The questions that you need to ask when you're buying a hotel. How do you find a hotel? So that way it makes more sense because you're going to be in person. It won't be the same experience. And no, this will not be virtual. We won't have a virtual component. We want to make this very intimate. We want to make this an in-person event. So that way you can really learn and really understand it. Not sure if we're going to do something like this again because it's going to be all day. You know, typically if you go on to any of our events, it's only like a couple hours, or it's so many other people that you don't really get a chance to ask questions and you're kind of overwhelmed. But this is intimate and we're going to walk through step by step. And while we're walking through it step by step, you'll be able to ask questions. Because I'm sure you taking online courses and you had a question and you like, dang it, now I got to find a person. I got to make an appointment. You got to do all that because you're going to be with us and we're going to be able to ask, and you'll be able to ask a question, and it's going to be in a smaller setting. So you won't be intimidated and everybody is learning. So no dumb question. There won't be any dumb questions. It'll be a safe space for you to ask as many questions as you need. So that way you can really understand how to buy a hotel. And these are for the people who are ready to buy a hotel within the next year or two.
Nice. And that's all for 2 days. Wednesday hangout, like I said, we're going to do a live podcast. We're going to do a happy hour. We're going to mingle. We got friends from all over coming in as well. And we're going to take a tour of the hotel. Like, this is your time, and you'll get into my new renovate. And guys, you can stay overnight, or you can come Friday in that morning. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Just go to the link there.
And you get a discount code. Use Columbus at checkout to get 15% off.
Yep. So just type in retire in the link wherever you are. If that's something you're interested in, type retire. Or if you're on Instagram on Dave Vons, just go click in the bio. That will be there for you. Man,
and
Dave
people
Vons.
are signing up fast, so you want to make sure you get your spot.
Yep. We only got a couple of spots left. I'm so glad you guys came out tonight. What else you got going on? So right now, oh, by the way, we are about to exit one of our deals. Literally, we have this Hampton Inn that we just remodeled. We're all in that one for about 3.5, 3.8. We already got the BOVs. They expect us to sell anywhere between 8 and 8.5 million. And let's just say we're all in for 4 million. Do you know the math on that? Can you do the math on that? Four. We potentially in that 4, but we still got another hotel that pays all our investors off, and then we're going to be in this other hotel for minimum. Like, it'll be a $16-17 million hotel. We're only in it for $9 million now, and we paid all the investors off. These are the type of amazing deals that can change your life and help you retire. And just imagine if you did have the cash, or you could raise all the money yourself and you didn't need any partners. What could that do for you? Guys, we literally here to share with you all this knowledge so that you could retire with one hotel. Guys, you don't need 20 hotels. You don't need 10. Now, I'll take all of them. Don't get me wrong. I will take every single
Your goal is to get $1 billion in real estate.
Yeah. But guys, you don't need, you get you one good hotel. If you can get the $100,000 payoff, or the $500,000 payoff, or the $1 million payoff, would it be worth it? Because that's what we're here for, to get you your payoff so that you can retire and that you can provide for your family. And you know, whatever it is, take the vacation, buy the vehicle, whatever floats your boat, doesn't really matter. Hold on, we got a question here. Hold on, let me see.
Do you have one hotel fund or individual hotel funds?
I have both. We have one now. individual, we have the Sarasota project in Sarasota. And that's a deal, $100 million project. And then we have a fund, what we call the Lion Capital, where that one we invest in hotels and apartments, and we do short-term debt on some projects. So if you just interested, just DM me, okay? Look, that looks like our time. I thank you so much, Davon. Everybody give it up for Davon. Hey guys, where you checking in from? I want to know where everybody's from, where you calling in from, where you DMs, where all the YouTube, everybody on Instagram, where you at. Thanks so much for joining us. I will be back Wednesday for Thanksgiving, but I'll probably be at the house, chilling with the fam. And then we'll be back live in Columbus after that. All right.
All right.
Hey guys, as always, man. Hey, but give it up for my
Hey,
lady.
Adrian. Oh, Adrian, she signed up. She's gonna be there. She just signed up, so she'll be in
Nice.
Columbus.
All right.
You
Well,
gonna get her
everybody give it up.
hotel in like what, a year? She's
Huh?
so determined. I
Let's
said
get
Adrian's
it.
gonna get her hotel in a year.
We got
Oh,
to.
Quentin from South Carolina.
We don't want to wait. We ain't got no more time to waste. It's now o'clock. Can't keep waiting. Keep waiting. Listen, there is no perfect time. Everybody keep thinking it is the perfect time. Let me tell you something. It's never a perfect time to have a kid. Never a perfect time to buy your house. Never a perfect time to go to college. Never a perfect time to start a family. Never a perfect time to be broke. It's never the perfect time to get wealthy. It's never the perfect time.
Yeah.
You just need to take action. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, guys, we're out of here as always.
Thanks, Mike.
Peace out. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. Remember, you're one big deal away.
Oh, it's Mike jamming.
If you don't know it, got to go. I'm about to blow. I'm about to start the show. You try to knock me down. You try to take my crown. But look at me now. Yeah, look at me now. Yeah, look at me now. Yeah, look at me now. Yeah. You try to knock me down. But I got up somehow. Yeah, look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Hey, you cannot stop me. You cannot stop me. Think about it for a minute. If you wanna go and get it, you gotta get up. Think about it for a minute. If you wanna go and get it, you gotta get up. Hey, wait a minute.